be talking about the Geylang Bahru Family Murders. This was noted by the Straits Times as the most inhumane murders in Singapore's crime history.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah.
Already, the first sentence.
The
adjective used in that sentence.
At 6:35 a.m., the Tans left their flat to transport students to school in their minibus, which they operated together. Their children were sleeping when they left. Miss Tan telephoned home at around 7:10 a.m. to wake them up as usual, but received no response after 3 separate calls. She then asked one of her neighbors to help wake them up. The neighbor knocked on the door of their flat, but also received no responses. The Tans arrived home around 10 a.m., a little bit after, and Miss Tan found the slashed bodies of her children in the bathroom. The 4 children were found in t-shirt and pants, and all 4 had slash wounds on their heads.
Oh my God.
The victims were 10, 8, 6, and 5. Slash wounds were also found on the youngest's face and the 6-year-old?
Like deep wounds?
The 10-year-old's right arm was almost severed. According to pathologist reports, each child had a minimum of 20 slash wounds on his or her body.
That's a lot of wounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wounds.
Yeah. Now, do you understand why it's called the most inhumane? The police concluded that the murders were premeditated and that the perpetrator or perpetrators had taken care to avoid leaving incriminating evidence behind.
But dude, that's hard to do.
Yeah, with 20 slash wounds on each of them, yeah.
It's like did you hear about the woman with the lamb chop who like killed this guy with a lamb chop and then she ate
and then she
the lamb,
cooked her,
lamb chop and then
yeah.
ate it.
I've heard
and
of
then-
that, yeah.
That's
And also there's
that's a
this
good
guy
one.
who like killed someone with like an icicle because it like melts into it's like a bunch of smart ways.
People
Okay,
be smart.
Okay, this is not good stuff.
So like I would like try and kill someone with like Reese's Pieces and then I'd like eat them, but then I'd accidentally leave the wrapper with my DNA and it just be...
The killer or killers were believed to have cleaned themselves before leaving the flat. There's no evidence of forced entry and no items were reported missing. The murder weapons, believed to be a chopper taken from the kitchen of the flat, as well as a dagger, were not found. The Criminal Investigation Department's Special Investigation Section did not establish a definitive motive, but acknowledged the possibility of the killings being motivated by revenge. Police pursued the possibility of the killer being a discontented gambler. However, that angle of investigation did not lead to the murderer, and the Tans told the media that they had no enemies that would be motivated to do something like this.
Did the Tans have anything to do with like gambling? Because maybe it was like...
From what I read, no, but I could be wrong.
You don't know what happens in the casino.
I don't know. But
There could be some old beef that's like coming back up.
True. The police also believed the murderer or murderers had intimate knowledge of the Tans and their background, as they were apparently aware that Miss Tan had undergone sterilization after the birth of her last child. This was apparent because the Tans received a Chinese New Year card 2 weeks after the murder, which may or may not have been a hoax. The card showed happy children at play and taunted them with the words, "Now you can have no more offspring. Ha ha ha."
That's not a laughing matter.
Yeah, but they added the ha 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 just
to be petty.
Just to be a little petty. Yeah.
I can relate. I can relate.
And was signed the murderer in Mandarin.
Just like
the murderer.
Did you translate that?
No, I did not. That was yeah.
So are you just like trying to pretend you speak Mandarin? Like what if it didn't actually say the murderer?
I think it did because the investigators looked at it, but I could be wrong. Okay, so
my Spanish teacher always says that Google Translate messes things up. So
the sender of the card also appeared to have intimate knowledge of the family, as they addressed the Tans by their nicknames. On the 7th of January, 1979, homicide investigators questioned 2 women in connection to the murders, but later released them, not commenting if the women were of help. Investigators had difficulties obtaining useful information despite interviewing over 100 of the Tans' family, neighbors, and public appeals for witnesses. Residents in the area claimed a witness had seen Chin Ni struggling with a man from, that's one of the children, the youngest, the daughter, 5. Struggling with a man from his flat in another block, but the witnesses could not be located. A witness told Chinese newspapers that he saw a couple, one of them bloodstained, leaving the scene of the murder, but police investigations later revealed it to be a hoax.
That's pretty intense as well.
One of the Tan's neighbors, 68-year-old Yam Yin Tin, said she usually...
How old is he?
She's 68. Said she usually sat along the common corridor to watch children playing and would have seen anyone coming and going from the Tan's family.
That's some sketchy business.
That's a little creepy. I was gonna say that she.
My grandma doesn't do that anymore.
It's a little creepy that she's watching, but maybe she has good intentions. Just a nice old woman watching out for the kids playing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I bet.
But she did say, however, on that morning of the murders, she was washing her hair and did not see anyone entering or leaving the Tan's flat.
She seems kind of like the old lady that would just like wash her hair with Pantene, like, listen to some like ethnic music. It's like my image of her right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, anyone that's like old and like seems innocent is like always guilty.
A sketcy part is about to come. Just the plot thickens.
The plot is thick. She's sick though.
Reported by a taxi driver from Topayo later on that a man in his 20s who walked with a hunch had boarded his taxi near block 96 along Geylang Bahru Road, near the location of the murder, at about 8 in the morning. Keep in mind, 8 in the morning is after the neighbor went to go knock on the door and check. So he could have done the murder and then gotten in the cab, and so the timings match up. About 8 in the morning, the taxi driver said that the man had blood stains on the left side of his body and carried a knife that banged against the taxi door.
I did it. I solved it. It was the guy.
Yeah, duh. Okay, wait. He was dropped off at Lavender Street. Mr. Tan matched the taxi driver's description to a neighbor of his, a young man who visited the family's flat almost daily to use their phone and who was known as Uncle to the whole family.
Why doesn't he have his own phone?
Okay, firstly, yeah, but secondly, he uses their phone. That's kind of like a shady reason.
And then it said that no forced entry. It's him.
Exactly.
And
so the kids probably like thought, oh, it's Uncle, and then let him in. And
so here's what happened. He was in touch with the lady who watches the children, and he got her to not go that day so that she wouldn't.
Okay, that's a little bit of a stretch, but like, okay.
They were working together.
I don't know, but
yeah, because it said he cleaned everything, and the lady was washing her hair, so that she used her shampoo.
Okay. I think we've overstepped a little. I don't think that they correlated, but
I'm just getting the job done. So.
In a police lineup, the taxi driver picked out the neighbor as the man who had boarded his taxi.
Wow.
However, the neighbor was released after 2 weeks due to lack of evidence connecting him to the murders.
Wow.
The man
That's pretty corrupt.
later moved out with his sister, so he didn't live in the complex anymore. But I mean,
I wonder why.
If we talked about this whole entire thing, so firstly,
let me guess. The old lady moved out too, and she's the sister. She's the sister of the guy. They were working together.
I don't think that. Okay. Well, okay, let's go through the facts and then we'll see if this. Firstly, they get a card, the Chinese New Year card, right? On the card, it's obvious that the person who sent the card knows that she can't have kids anymore.
Okay,
so they put, you can't have any more kids.
Why is this not Buzzfeed? Why is this SAH Dude Unsolved? If we just solve this.
Okay, literally, but the only thing is that it's lack of evidence. So they said that the uncle would like know the family. They obviously call him uncle, so he would know that the mom couldn't have any more kids anymore, so she would write it on the note, you can't have any more offspring.
Okay, let's just like review this right now. He had blood on his leg.
It was after the time.
It was the time matches. He had a knife.
Yeah.
He knew the family.
The taxi driver matched him to a guy who knew the family, the neighbor.
He'd been into their house to use their phone.
It's obviously him, but he got released. The sad part is, the children were buried at Cho Chu Kong Cemetery on 7th January 1979, together with their school bags, books, and toys. Miss Tan passed out several times as her children were being placed in their respective coffins. The murderer or murderers were never caught and brought to justice. Soon after the tragedy, the Tans gave up their minibus operation and found work at a plastic bag machine firm.
Aww.
A year after the gruesome murders, the Tans were featured in the Straits Times and referred to their home as 4 walls of emptiness. The Tans also registered with the Social Welfare Department, hoping to adopt 2 children. Eventually, Miss Tan underwent a sterilization reversal operation and was able to conceive again.
Oh, yay.
On 30th December 1983, at the age of 35, she gave birth to a baby boy.
Aww.
So,
and then the baby boy.
No, nothing. She had a baby boy. She said, no, The whole entire thing is just very sad, and I really do think that it's the uncle.
I thought my life was a rip.
Dude, Unsolved is not a 1-episode thing. There's gonna be more.
Well,
let us know.
Okay, yeah.
Shut up. There's gonna be more. People will
I resign. I can't take it.
Okay.
It's too much.